my friends, and welcome back to Kev's Hobby Showcase. I'm, of course, Kevin. You may have also seen me on Tabletop Jones Productions, where John and I are the two idiots playing board games. And today, I have a little something different from the game Federation Commander. It's from a one of the races or empires that I haven't really done yet. And here they are, a pair of Tholian War Cruisers. And I just dropped it. Yeah, well... So yeah, basically the way that they do the minis in the game is you can actually buy them individually. You can buy them in a pack. They don't have it where you would buy like a pack and it has a random assortment of minis in it. They have it where everything is very specific. It's like the same thing with their with the data sheets that you use to mark off the whatchamacallit, the damage. Don't know why I couldn't think of that for a sec. Yeah, so it's everything is very specific, and I actually, because what I do is I buy what's called a fleet pack. Fleet pack usually has about 24 minis in it, depending on because there's like squadron packs, and then there's like 3 squadron packs together make a fleet pack, and depending on what the squadron packs were, I mean sometimes it's 24 minis, sometimes a little bit more, sometimes a little bit less. So that's and they have it all numbered. It's all specific. And I've been going along, getting it kind of in order, when I have the money for it. Believe this one is the 5th one. So this one has Tholian, and it has another race that they kind of just started for the game called Tholian. I don't have the paint scheme for them yet, but I will be putting their ships up at some point in the near future. And again, these ships in this game will eventually appear either on Tabletop Jones Productions, or I might do something if it's like a solo game or something with one of my kids or something. It'll be exclusive on Patreon. They do have specific missions that you can go through to try to see if you can success or fail. You can put together a campaign. There's a lot of different ways you can play this game, which is one of the reasons why I like it. The only thing is the sometimes the minis are a little bit hard to put together, and getting them on the stands, like these here, as you can see, this is tilted back a bit. Well, it's just the way it's set, So sometimes they are a bitch to put on the bases, and you got to put the bases together too. Like this little stem here. This little stem here is a separate piece from the base. So yeah. So anyway, my first step right now is to prime these. And then when the primer is dry, I'll come back and I'll paint these. I do color scheme. I have it. I just don't have it in front of me at the moment. But as I do it, I will say what it is. All right. So stay tuned, and I will be right back. Okay, I'm back, and the primer on those Tholian War Cruisers are very long dry, and I'm gonna start with the base coat. And the base coat color is copper. So let's get to it. Okay. All right. Let me try to shake this up just a bit more. I don't think it made much of a difference. But okay, here we go. All right. Yeah, so I think the last time I did Tholians, I mean, it wasn't on the channel, but the last time I painted Tholian ships, it wasn't from, it wasn't on top of black primer, I'll say that. But right now, black primer is all I got. And getting to Brown's Hobbies is not, it's not possible for the moment. All right, get more underneath. Okay, but I'll get there eventually, because I also want to get more primer of, usually I get gray. I don't get white anymore. I used to get white all the time, but I felt like what I was painting wasn't like sitting well on the white primer. Like the white primer was caking up. That's what I felt like, at least, is that it was caking up a lot. So I decided to go with gray instead. And I think colors showed up better on the gray than they did on the white. Especially back when I was painting stormtroopers. It felt kind of pointless to paint gray on top of gray. Alright, so 2 minis, small minis, and the base coat goes quick. Okay. Gotta let that dry so we could do the details. Alright, so just give me a sec. Alright. Okay, yeah, I know that was pretty quick. But, you know, sometimes with these minis, especially when they're small, I mean, with the Star Trek minis, when I first started doing them, I did way back, so there might be about a year or so ago. If you look back far enough, you'll see I did some with Federation, Romulan, and Gorn. But with Romulan and Gorn, I did a massive amount. And I felt like, you know, that was just a good way to kind of get rid of, you know, most of my minis and not have anything for future videos. So that's why I'm taking it slow now, taking it slower. Besides, it's also going to be a while before these games appear on certain channels, and I have other minis all ready to go. So, you know, just basically pacing myself. So anyway, going to let this paint dry. When I come back, I'm going to start on the details, and there are quite a few on these Tholian ships. All right, so stay tuned, and I will be right back. Okay, I'm back, and I let that paint dry for quite a while because pretty watery, and it took a while. It took a while for it to dry. But sorry, but it gave me time to eat my dinner, and now here I am ready to do details. All right, so let's get to it. All right. So next to me, I have the whatchamacallit, the paint guide. So let's start with silver. All right. Okay, so basically, it was showing the edges to be silver. And this is where I am really glad I only have 2 of these ships to do. Because if I had more than just these 2 and I had to do this for a multitude of these things, I think I'd lose my mind. Alright, gotta try to remember not to put too much. Alright. Alright. Okay. That's one. Let's get the other one. Gotta do a little bit different because I... Oops. Dang it. Didn't see that bubble. Let's wipe that off. Okay. Gotta be more careful. Yeah, so I may, excuse me, I may have to take a break at some point because I'm noticing some features on the edges that I can make a different color that could qualify as certain things. Wow, I am so sorry I have to keep doing that. My throat is very, very dry at the moment. All right, so silver's done. I mean, this is technically titanium silver, but it's still silver. All right. What should I do next? Well, let's take care of the red. Now, one of them I'm going to do a little bit extra with the red, and it's going to be for identification purposes only. Alright, so shows the impulse in the back is red, and this one going to get a little bit of the this stem here, So this way, if I have both of these out for a particular game, I can make a note as to which one is which. I don't need to go too far down. And I almost put it away before getting the impulse engine of this one. Okay. Alright, that's the red. Now let's see the black. What was being done with the black? Oh, let's see if I can find out on these things where particular. Oops, let's close this one first. See if I could figure out on these where the disruptors are. Alright. I may just have to just choose a spot. Shows it on the side, so I'm just going to make a little mark there, a little mark there. I mean, I'm not going to be following things. It'd be nice if I make them even. So when we, when I'm actually playing the game, most of these marks are essentially just for decoration purposes, because on the data sheets they're going to have weapons in different areas, different places, on the that's going to be on the ship. All right, let's take the gold out and take care of this one. Yeah, this one is going to be a little bit. So this these areas in the back is where gold is going to be. I think it has something to do with like a warp drive system, but it could also be for the Tholian web. That, for anybody who remembers the original series, they had an episode where they faced off against the Tholians, and it's like while the ship was kind of not able to move, the Tholians started to deploy the Tholian web. It essentially was just like making a cage around the entire ship. Damn. Oh, my throat. Oh, so it turns out I'm not doing too bad with the details. I may not need to take a break and let paint dry. I'm also putting everything away as I go. Just makes it easier when I'm done. Now, I gotta find where there might be little dots for the phasers. Ooh, excuse me. Or I might just have to just put stuff, put a little dot here, put a little dot there. It's right there. Not even sure how good it's showing up. It's very, very subtle. And of course with the base coat, kind of conceals it a little bit. Alright. So, now the last one I may or may not need to do, It says green for hatches, so let me see if there's even something that might fit the description of a hatch. It says hatches in green, but I don't really see anything in particular. It looks like a hatch. Actually, let me just. There's like a something. There's a something. There's something at the back that could qualify. So let's just get it done. All right. That's one, and let's get the other one. Okay. Alrighty. That's it. Okay. Let's get these ready. Whoops. And it's one thing about these minis, they are very easy to topple over. Okay. So here we go. A pair of Tholian War Cruisers ready to deploy for the Tholian Empire. Or hegemony, I think it's what it's called. Anyway, so thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. You know, if anybody paints minis like this and you want to show them off, put it in the chat. Or if you want to do it in the Discord, I will be putting the link to a general hobby Discord that I'm trying to put together for us all. You can post it there or comment there. Just try to spark up a conversation. Just share what we do. All right. So anyway, again, thank you very much for watching. I hope you had a good time. Please like, subscribe, and share this video. I'm currently at 64 subscribers. I'd like to make it to 75 very soon. Also, please go to Tabletop Jones Productions, and do the same there. Subscribe, and share. Can't say that fast. And over there, we are at 31 subscribers. We're trying to make it to 50, and once we do that, we can live stream games, and you never know, we may even see us on Twitch. So anyway, again, I'm going to say it again. Thank you again for watching. I hope you have a great day. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you again.